This video will address questions 7 through 10 on the Math Prep and Learning Lab equations review, and these are about writing expressions. So it's basically just taking the word problem and writing it as a math expression. It's an expression, not an equation. So remember, an expression has no equal sign. So we don't have to say equal to anything. Question is, Maria needs to buy 8 wine glasses. Write an expression for the cost of 8 glasses at P dollars each. So they want me to write an expression that says, what kind of operation would I use to solve this? Some of you will see right away what the answer is here, but if you struggle with these, one strategy I found that helps for a lot of people is when it says where the variable is, just put in an amount. So let's say $5. Now read it. Write an expression for the cost of 8 glasses at $5 each. Well, if you were going to figure that out, how much would it cost to buy 8 glasses if they were each $5? What kind of math would you do? It's either going to be add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So you're going to add 8 and 5? No. Subtract? No. You're going to multiply because you're repeating 8 5 times. You have to pay $5 for each of the 8 glasses. So it's going to be multiplication. So now don't put the 5. Go back to the P. So I have 8 times P. It's as simple as that. I think partly it seems like it should be harder. So really you're going to basically figure out, is this an add, subtract, multiply, or divide problem? And then instead of using 2 numbers, you use a number and a variable. Let's try the next one. It takes Perry 1 hour longer than David to mow the lawn. If it takes David H hours to mow the lawn, write an expression for the amount of time it takes Perry to mow the lawn. So if Perry takes 1 hour more, is that going to be add, subtract, multiply, or divide? 1 hour more means plus, so it's plus 1. Well, 1 hour more than what? Well, then David. It's going to take 1 hour more than David to mow the lawn. So they want you to use H for how many hours it takes David to mow the lawn. So it's H plus 1. So first I realized I needed to add, and then I just had to figure out what am I adding. Bill's daughter is 30 years younger than he is. Write an expression for his daughter's age if Bill is A years old. So Bill's daughter is 30 years younger than he is. If we're talking about younger than he is, it's like I'm saying less than. She's 30 years less than his. Her age is 30 years less than his. So it's going to be minus 30. It's less than, 30 years less than what? Well, then Bill, and Bill is A years old. So it's A minus 30. This last one. A party is planned for 20 people. If there are P ounces of punch available, write an expression for the amount of punch for each person, assuming that each person drinks an equal amount. Drinking an equal amount is sort of a clue to me. So am I going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Well, there are P ounces of punch and 20 people. So if I add 20 plus the number of ounces, am I going to get an answer to this? No. If I subtract 20 from the number of ounces, no. This is people, this is ounces. I'm not going to add or subtract anything if they're not the same thing. So it's either got to be multiply or divide. So there are P ounces of punch available. So P ounces total. So if I take the total amount of punch, I'm going to have to divide it by 20 people to see how much each person gets. So it's P divided by 20 or P divided by 20. So my strategy is first decide, is it add, subtract, multiply, or divide, and then determine how to put those numbers together.